Hi boys and girls, welcome to your read aloud for today. Today I'm going to read one of my favorite stories called 5 Minutes Peace, and it's written by Jill Murphey. I really hope you like this. "5 Minutes Peace," written and illustrated by Jill Murphey. The children were having breakfast. This was not a pleasant sight. Mrs. Large took a tray from the cupboard. She set it with a teapot, a milk jug, her favorite cup and saucer, a plate of marmalade toast, and a leftover cake from yesterday. She stuffed the morning paper into her pocket and sneaked off toward the door. "Where are you going with that tray, Mama?" asked Laura. "To the bathroom," said Mrs. Large. "Why?" asked the other two children. "Because I want 5 minutes of peace from all of you," said Mrs. Large. "That's why." "Can we come?" asked Lester as they trailed up the stairs behind her. "No, you can't," said Mrs. Large. "What shall we do then?" asked Laura. "You can play downstairs by yourselves and keep an eye on the baby," said Mrs. Large. "I'm not a baby," muttered the little one. Mrs. Large ran a deep hot bath. She emptied half a bottle of bubble bath into the water, plunked on her shower cap, and got in. She poured herself a cup of tea, lay back with her eyes closed. It was heaven. "Can I play you my tune?" asked Lester, and Mrs. Large opened one eye. "Must you?" she asked. "I've been practicing. You told me to. Can I please, just for 1 minute?" "Go on then," sighed Mrs. Large. So Lester played, and he played "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star" 3.5 times. In came Laura. "Can I read you a page from my reading book?" she asked. "No, Laura. Go on, all of you, off downstairs," said Mrs. Large. "You let Lester play his tune," said Laura. "I heard you like him better than me. That's not fair." "Don't be silly, Laura," said Mrs. Large. "Go on then, just 1 page." So Laura read. She read 4.5 pages of Little Red Riding Hood. In came the little one with a trunk full of toys. "For you," he beamed, flinging all of them into the bathwater. "Thank you, dear," said Mrs. Large weakly. "Can I see the cartoons in the paper?" asked Laura. "Can I have some cake?" said Lester. "Can I get in with you?" said the little one. And Mrs. Large just groaned. In the end, they all got in the bathtub. The little one was in such a hurry that he forgot to take off his pajamas. Mrs. Large got out of the tub. She dried herself off, put on her bathrobe, and headed for the door. "Where are you going now, Mama?" asked Laura. "To the kitchen," said Mrs. Large. "Why?" asked Lester. "Because I want 5 minutes of peace from all of you," said Mrs. Large. "That's why." And off she went downstairs, where she had exactly 3 minutes and 45 seconds of peace before they all came down to join her. The end. Now I hope this Mother's Day you give Mom at least 5 minutes of peace. She's been doing a lot to keep you learning at home, I'm sure, and so I'm sure she'd appreciate just a little bit of peace. So we're going to make a little Mother's Day project for your mom, and it's a little basket of flowers. And I'm going to show you today how to make this, because this is just something I made at home with all of the supplies I have at home. So you'll need 2 paper plates. And you'll cut one of the paper plates about in half, just like this. And then you're going to staple it or glue it or tape it depending on what you have. Just staple it together like this so that it forms a little pocket. Okay? And there you go. There's a little pocket. See how my hand fits inside? There's a little pocket. Now these are the 4 flowers I decided to make. You don't have to make these 4 flowers, but I'm going to show you how to make the flowers in case these are the ones that you want to do. You might not have these colors at home, and that's okay. You might not have any construction paper at home, and that's still okay. You can use white paper and color the flowers any way that you would like. And you can make any designs that you would like. I'm going to start on this concentric circle flower. So the first thing I need is some green construction paper, and I'm going to make some stems. So I'm going to just cut long strips like this. Oops. And since I have 4 flowers, I'm going to need 4 stems. So to make my concentric circle, you can use more than 4 colors. I just happen to choose 4. So you start with a little small circle like this, and then you make one a little bit bigger, and you make another one just a little bit bigger, and then finally another one a little bit bigger. So to get started with this, you're going to snip just, I hope you can see this, little tiny straight lines. You're not cutting through the flower. You're just making little straight cuts. And we're going to do this for each of the circles. And I'll pull it real close to the camera. So now that you can see that I've got all these little cuts, I didn't go through the paper all the way, just a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing with the blue, or whatever color happens to be next. Just keep cutting. You can space them out as much as you would like. That's entirely up to you. And if, as I say, if you don't have construction paper, you can use crayons and just white paper. And now I'm going to cut the green one, make some cuts in the green one. I'll try to hold it up a little better. Okay, keep cutting. And then I'm going to do the yellow one too. Make some cuts like this. As thin as you'd like them, that's entirely up to you. Okay, I'm almost done. Sorry, this just takes a while to make a craft. So now I'm going to just kind of fold over the cuts that I made a little bit so it has a little bit of dimension, makes it a little bit 3D. I'm going to get my glue stick and I'm going to put a spot of glue right in the center where I have not cut. And I'm going to put my next larger size in there and hold it together. And then I'm going to fold these over just a little bit so that my flower is going to have some dimension. I'm going to put more glue and put my next size circle on and push that together and fold my pieces so that it looks like I've got some dimension to my flower. Okay, and now I'm going to add the smallest circle right in the middle and hold that and just fold them over just a little bit. Now, I made a little mark in the center so it looks like there's a center to the flower, so I just drew a little dark circle. You don't have to do that, but I thought it would be neat to add a little dark circle. I'm going to take one of my stems now and I'm going to put glue all along the back of the stem. And unfortunately, I can't show that to you. It doesn't show up very well on the camera. But I put glue on the back and you put it inside your basket wherever you want to put it. You now have to press it down, and I'm putting my hand inside to press down the green stem. I'm going to put some liquid glue only because the ridges of this paper plate make it a little difficult. You can use just a glue stick if you have it. So I put some glue up at the top and I'm going to put my flower on and just press it and leave it alone so it can start to dry. Just fold these a little bit while you're holding the glue spot and your first flower is done. So it's time to work on this flower that kind of looks like a tulip, and this was a lot of fun to make. So to make this one, I pull out I chose purple, and I took my pencil. I'm gonna put this up on here so you can see it, and I just kind of draw a U shape, and I'll put it in front of the camera so you can see it. And that looks a little small, so I want to make another one. Draw a U shape. That looks good. And if you see, you can see that I drew just a U shape, and I'm going to cut just that out. Cut out my U shape. You make it as big as you want. Here's mine. Here's my U shape. Now, I'm going to take a pencil, and I'm going to roll the paper about that much. And I'm really gonna rub it so it stays curled, and it's gonna look like this when you take out the pencil. Now, if you just cut where you curled in little strips, you don't cut all the way down the flower, you just cut little strips, this now will start to curl on its own. I'm gonna re-curl it with just my finger to make it go down a little bit so it stays. And this is a neat way called curling. It really isn't the right paper for curling, but it will work for what we're making today. And you can make them different heights. They don't all have to be equal. You can make them different heights. Keep rolling, and then rolling. Oops. And there you go. And now I've kind of made a little daffodil. I'm going to now put some glue on my stem, just like I did last time, on the back of my stem. And I want this one to stand up a little bit higher, so I'm going to glue it all the way up here. Push it down, put a little bit of glue up at the top. I'm running out of glue. I gotta get some more glue. And I can glue my flower up on the top so it sticks out a little bit. And now we're gonna start on this flower. That should be a daffodil. So I chose yellow. I'm going to take a piece about this big because I'm gonna be rolling it. Oh, that's too small, I need bigger than that. Yeah, that looks about right. So I'm gonna take a piece of paper about this long, and I'm going to glue on the end. I'll show you where the glue is, and I'm using a good amount of glue. And just like when we would make paper chains in school, I'm gonna fold it over like this and just hold it for a little bit. Let's count to 10. That should be good enough. I'm holding it really tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great, so it's nice and sealed, so it should look like a cylinder. Now, to get it to sit on the plate, you have to cut little bits here, and this way you can see it. Cut, 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 and that should be good. Now, I'm going to fold these over exactly like this because this is the part that's going to be glued to the plate. I'm going to show you on the plate in just a second how this is going to work. See how it looks now? And it's going to glue nicely, okay? Now, I'm going to make the same kinds of cuts, just really, really thin, so I can make this part of the flower, the petal part. So I'm going to cut, but I'm cutting really thin this time. Keep cutting, keep cutting. This was going to take a little bit of time because you're making a lot of cuts. It's up to you how much you make. Now you don't have to use these colors. You can use whatever colors you have in your house. And if you don't, you can use just plain old paper. You could even use a paper bag if that's what you've got. And if I'm going to just set it down, I'm going to hold on to it, and now I can fold over all of my flower petals. So now I'm going to get another stem, put some glue on that. I'm going to put it inside my basket. I'm going to have this one go a little bit lower because this is a big, big flower. So now you glue all of the big parts that you cut, glue each one individually. Okay. Keep going, there's a lot of it. Putting just glue on it, or you can use liquid, it depends on what you have at home. And then you just put it right on the plate and press it. So I'm gonna count to 10 again, so count with me so it can stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And my flower is now flat on my plate. Now you see the stem inside. So I'm gonna put glue on this cotton ball and I'm gonna hide it and you won't see it. So I'll put a little bit of glue in here so my cotton ball will stick. Here we go. And I'll just put my cotton ball inside. And now my daffodil's in there. And now we're gonna work on the last flower. To do the last flower, you need 4 strips of one color. It doesn't matter what color it is, I just happen to choose pink. And right in the middle, I'm going to put a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to make a T or a plus sign and hold it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to put some more glue right here in the middle. And I'm gonna go, here's my plus sign, I'm gonna go across like that, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I'm gonna do it again and go across that way. So it looks just like this, kind of like a snowflake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am now going to put more glue in the center. I'm going to fold over the top part of my T and the bottom part of my T. So it looks like this. These pieces are now making these petals. And you've got to hold it for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm going to put some more glue in the center, just like I have been doing, and I'm going to fold over the T, the cross part of the T, and make sure there's enough glue so it all holds together. I think I need a little bit more glue. Don't think I have quite enough. Whoops! This one's kind of hard to make. You might need help at home. This one's a little more difficult to make, but it's really pretty when it's done. Okay? 1, 2, 3. And you keep repeating that with the next one. It doesn't matter which one you do, just the next one. Flip it down, add a little more glue, flip it down. So now it's over like this. Add some more glue, flip, add some more glue, and flip. And now your flower should look like this. Once I can get it to stay. There we go. And there's my flower. And now I made just a little tiny yellow circle for the center. And that's all I did. I just made a little tiny circle. I put some glue on that. And I put it right in the center. Okay? And now I need another stem. And I wanted this to stick out just a little bit. So I'm going to put it closer to the edge. Pat it down. Now this is a big piece of construction paper, so I really think that white liquid glue is going to work better for you. And you just glue that right on top, and then it can stick right out just like that. Okay? And now I have to make the heart. So to make the heart, I take whatever color you want it to be. And I know that you worked on this in class with your teacher. And you're just gonna make kind of like you're making a C, make it big and go down to a point. And you have a heart. And I'm going to write, I love you, Mom, or whoever you are making this for. It could be Grandma, it could be Dad, it's whoever you want to celebrate this Sunday. And I put an exclamation point on it because we all know that exclamation points means you're happy and excited. And if you love somebody, you're excited. Some glue on the back, and put it right in the center. And your basket is done. You can poke holes in it, put some string on it, and Mom can hang it from a door handle or from a door. So I hope you enjoyed making your Mother's Day flower basket. I hope you have fun, and I can't wait to see the pictures of the baskets that you make. Have fun. Bye-bye.